What's going on, folks? And what's going on, my legendary people? Woo! Woof! Oh, we got another good one. My name is David. Let me introduce myself. My name is David, and I'm your host of this legendary podcast. And I'm that legendary, how can I say, host of the legendary Deconstructing Topic podcast. And welcome to my podcast. If you're new, if you're not new, whatever it is. Once again, we always got to hit the like, the subscribe. Please feel free to comment and all that good stuff. And once again, my links is all in the description because we got a good one. Shout out to Tigo's TV. You already know. Subscribe to that little channel. We got a lot of independent people in that little space there where they talk about a little bit of it all as well. But in this one, in this podcast, it's very personal. It's going to be very personal. And once again, I'm glad that you're tuning in because this podcast, it's going to be personal. And I guess, I just throw in right off the bat what this podcast is going to be. And the question would be, why does David, the Deconstructing Topic podcast host, wants to rerun for mayor in 2029? Ooh, let's get it. Let's get it on once again. And I appreciate everybody that's listening to this podcast and all that good stuff. The people that support me, the people that just came across me, the people this podcast and this episode, it came at a opportune time where, if that's a word, where more than 20 people have reached out to me in the last couple of days, last couple of weeks, where, hey, David, what do you think? What do you think? Well, what do I think about myself? And why I am thinking about throwing my hat in the 2029 mayoral race in New York City, because we're going to make it happen. And once again, welcome to my podcast. I just got a little couple of stories just off the bat, so we could know where we at and why this legendary host would want to run for mayor. It's like, damn, David, okay, that's crazy. Maybe for president, who knows, 2028. But 2029, why is David? And I just want to share a couple of stories here. It's a little bit personal. But you see, I'm doing this because what I do, I love. And I love all of you all out there and everybody that's listening to this podcast. And I remember years ago, a while back ago, probably a couple of decades ago, maybe, a couple of people, they always kind of label me the Wolf Man. Oh, yes, the deconstructor is like, wow, deconstructor's changed to a wolf. Is he a werewolf? Is this that Halloween time? Is he transforming? But no, maybe. Oh, let's go. But anyways, I remember this story, and I'll say this to you folks out there. I remember there was a native elder years ago. And also system in arms that, they were in tune into the animal spirits and so on. And they kind of told me, hey, David, you remind me of the wolf. And there was this quote out there where, it's basically saying that the tiger and the lion is stronger than the wolf. But the wolf is the one animal you won't see in the circus. That's right. And that's because the wolf thinks on its own and it's independent. The wolf doesn't need somebody else to tell him unless you are part of a wolf pack. And one of the reasons why they told me that I channeled that wolf spirit is because for years, I considered myself this independent lone wolf. And they always say the wolf is as strong being alone. That's why they got the lone wolf. Just as the wolf is as strong as being part of a wolf pack. And that's where I say to myself, I need a wolf pack. Or at least, I'll be honest, I could lead a wolf pack or I could be part of a wolf pack. But I definitely need a wolf pack, and that's where New York City, I need you more than ever. Oh, let's make it happen. The other story would be is this. As a teenage homeless, family struggle, whatever the case might be. There was a couple of times, more than a few times where I kind of stood in the streets, staying, even sleeping. And there was one day where I had like $1.20 something. I had $1.24 or something like that. And there was a pizza shop where the pizza was $1.25. We talking about mid-90s New York City, downtown. And all I needed was just 1 penny so I could complete $1.25. Your boy Deconstructor, I walked many streets, many hours, just to look for that 1 penny so I could complete that $1.25. Once I did, for some reason, I feel a little bit ashamed to give the pizza shop 5 pennies, even though they can't deny it, but I'm just saying. And there was a Muslim brother, in a newsstand. For those people of age, newsstands, yeah. We still got a couple of newsstands here in New York City, you know what I mean? You get the newspapers, magazine, candies. Paid a lot of extra money for those candies. But it's that convenience. Hey, I need water, I'm thirsty. Yeah, you go to a newsstand, Jesus, $3 for a water? But it was this little newsstand, and the brother says, "You okay, brother?" With a little bit of heavy accent. And it's like, "No, can you change these 5 pennies for a nickel?" And he gave me the nickel, without taking my 5 cents. I went to that pizza shop, bought that slice of pizza, $1.25, and I was starving. I believe it was like around 11 o'clock, and I just sit down on this park bench, and I had some little tears going on, and I had my little notebook where I was doing my writing and so on. And I would just wonder, like, damn, what's going on with the struggle? Everybody around me got their family and all that. What's going on with the struggle? What does this mean? As I'm eating this pizza, little tears is coming up. I'm like, damn, should I give up? Got little tears going on, you know what I mean? What should I do? And lo and behold, I look up once I finished that pizza, or I was eating the pizza, and there was this white building. And lo and behold, it was New York City Hall. And what I said to myself, maybe one day I'll be there so I can help people like me. And that's the story of why Deconstructing Topic podcast. And I don't want people to think. And it should not be a thought that when I say maybe one day I'll run for mayor, it's not for clicks. I'm not here for people to just kind of follow me. Oh, man, it's he's just saying that, though. There's a story behind it. As I'm looking at the mayor race in 2025, made a podcast on that. Mandani, Cuomo, Sliwa. If there's one thing that I have noticed, is that those people are not New York City. I'm not going to argue back and forth, whatever the case might be, oh, but Cuomo, oh, but Bernardi, oh, but Saliwa, they're not New York City. You know who's New York City? That's me. You know who's struggling in New York City? That's me. And there's going to be people that are going to question me, but David, what are your credentials? What have you have done and so on? I'm a surviving teenage homeless in New York City. And I'm a beautiful success story, and I will continue to be a success story because you know what happened to me? As I'm sitting down on that park bench, even growing up, even being in New York City, even as I got older and I still struggle, the fact is this. New York City has a lot of cracks. And when I say cracks, I'm talking about cracks in the philosophical way where, am I saying that right? Whatever. But you get the gist. People fall through these cracks. And for every person like me who have survived and is able to do this podcast, is that there's hundreds, even thousands of people, no matter what age, who will fall through that crack. Don't matter if you're smart, whatever it is. New York City will grab you, drown you, take you through those cracks and forget about it. But I'm here telling that story because even at that time, I always knew there was something, and I always knew, you know what? New York City needs New York City, and what more New York City than me? These people that are running for mayor, I don't think so. And people are going to ask me, David, again, what are your qualifications? What have you done? You're talking about a person who have 2 decades in the labor movement, 3 decades helping people. I got a lot of men who are better fathers, better husbands, because I opened the door for them. Women who are great wives, mothers, because I opened the door for them and helped them. You got kids. I've done every drive. I said a drive-by. Never been into a drive-by, but toy drive, cold drive, food drive. Whatever the case might be, there are times that even if I had the most minimum of dollars, I was there to support a cause, to help people, to help a lot of kids, to mentor kids who did not grow with a father or don't have a positive man figure. Guess who was that? That was me. That's what I want to, one of the reasons I created this podcast, because we could get out there. Those in between, whatever you belong to in the LGBT, whatever it is that you belong to, that you just in between, not a parent, whatever it is, I make sure that I help you and I listen. And I'm one to say, hey, listen, I still hold conservative values, but I'm here to help you, whatever it is that our difference is when it comes to religion, sports, philosophy, whatever it is. All I said, how can we help each other? What's your problem? What's your pet peeve? How can we help you? How can I help you get out of there? I've done help so many people, so many organizations. I've done it all, just about. Just about. Matter of fact, I take this proudly. I spent half a decade keeping somebody alive. Very endearing to me. That person knows who it is. Half a decade. Believing in their stories, their struggle, their family struggles. Sister, whatever it is, parents, whatever it is, grandparents, whatever it is, I was there. Excuse me. You know what I mean? I get a little emotional because I know that if I do my thing, people are going to question me. And I said to myself, you question them. Don't question me. I'm New York City, and New York City definitely needs me. And this country needs those regular people that struggle. People coming out, hey, listen, I always tell people, I got a master's degree in PhD, right? Or let's say I got a PhD in the streets. Poor, hungry, and depressed. That's what PhD stand for. Because I done it all. Hey, listen, I done some dirt. But I'm here to tell that story. And I don't want people to think, oh, man, this person right here was doing this dirt, doing this thing. But they don't know the story, what they did it. I struggle. My family struggle. But my family's always been intact in a sense. And we tried the best to kind of talk and be united. And that's what it is, what New York City is. It's that we need to find that common ground with somebody who was as common in struggle the same way as we did. Can I say Cuomo struggle just as that common person? If you go 80% of the people that's going to vote next week for the mayor's race, excuse me, they're going to be people that going to sound like me, or they went through that thing, or even worse. And I'm going to say it's this. That's one of the reasons why I was looking at that city hall when I was a teenage homeless. There's people out there who got it more worse than I do. But there's no one out there that's that mentor, that person that you could be like, oh my God, this person, I know they're struggling because I've been there. Give them that beacon of hope. Soran Mandani, whatever it is that's been in this country, mid-30s, I don't know if he's New York City. I don't know if he knows what it is to have struggled, to be shot at, to wake up and remember in junior high school, you hear the PA announce, principal, kids, we are not going to let you outside but because there's a possible shootout. See, New York City is beautiful. I grew up in the Bronx. The Bronx is beautiful. There's a lot of places in the Bronx. That's a lot of beautiful people, smart people. Way smarter than me, but they don't get that break because of what? Because they struggle. Maybe they don't have that little master's degree in whatever university, whatever college. There's people out there that struggle and went to college and they made proof of point that I could do it, that we could do it. But the sad thing about those individuals and a lot of these common people here that we got in New York City is that we're not represented by the common people. We're not represented by people like us. With all due respect to the Congress lady, Alejandra Ocasio-Cortez, AOC. She's not us. She might tell a story that might, well, my parents went through a lot and whatever, but they're not us. What is the struggle of New York City? New York City ain't easy. This is the capital of the world. Wherever New York City goes, the world goes. But what people tend to forget is that New York City has a lot of people. People that wake up wanting to delete themselves because they can't make it, because that's that pressure in New York City. And I'll be damned if those people who are thinking like that, they need help. I'll be damned if they should be represented by some people that don't even know their struggle. I got through my little mental issues. I'll be straight up. There's a little dark cloud, couple of dark clouds that are hanging over my head as we speak. Things that I want to address. People that I hold very endearing to me in my heart because I believe in them. And it hurts me to be like, damn, if I was there for you and you can't be there for me, it hurts me. Because at the end, what makes you be elected in New York City? It's not just you saying, or anybody who's listening to my podcast, whether you're a good friend, family member, anybody who's ran around my circles, don't tell me that you can. Show me. It's going to probably take millions of dollars to, run a campaign in New York City. Millions. I'm fighting against the machine, running independent on my own. If the Republican Democrat Party want to throw a bone, or those donors want to throw a bone, by all means, just don't throw me a bone and be like, oh, well, because we gave you 100,000 K, that means that you have to do something for us. No. One of the things that and I tried, and there's policies that I don't want to talk, because again, I don't want nobody to be taking my ideas here. You know what I mean? Domestic violence is a thing in New York City. I grew up in that household. My mother's a survivor. And sometimes, we tend to forget that. Hey, listen, domestic violence, when it comes to the Black community, Latino, 1 and 2, that it goes deeper than just, for the most part, of being a woman being abused. It trickles down to the family. Everybody. It affects everybody. And that's one of the things that I kind of have been speaking about. That we see a lot of people from young brothers and sisters from the Black community. At a young age, they gravitate to gangs and all this. We don't know their story. We might say, oh, well, there's knuckleheads and we're their parents. Have we thought about what's going on, what's behind that? If they grew up in a household with domestic violence, which is like 30, 40%, if I'm not mistaken, then you're going to gravitate to that life. Because it's not an easy way out. It's the only way out. But I made it through. Hey, listen, again, I ran, in the streets. Again, doing some dirt. But it's something that always reminded me, it's like, why? Why did I struggle? Why did I end up staying in the street, being a teenage homeless? Why? Where's that question? Why did we came as a family to this country. Born in Puerto Rico. I forgot to mention that. Again, that's what makes me New York City. The melting pot. Part of the solution of what we need to do. Because once again, the struggles in the streets, it's people, it breaks my heart that, yes, we do got knuckleheads in the streets, in the ghettos, you know what I mean? But a lot of them, what's the solution that we come up with? What are the people that they're looking up to? Parrots, puppets of the system? People that they look like you, sound like you, but they're not you? Is that what it is? What are the, my pet peeve, I always remember, and there were a lot of the channel MTV Corporation putting all these rappers, Black rappers, men and women, 90% worshiping Tony Montana. Come on, like, really? They're not worshiping Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. I'm just saying the list could go on and on and on. But that's the system. But you see, it's that time for us to fight that system so that we could put more people that are common in places that they should belong. In this case, Mayor for New York City. Mayor for New York City don't need Cuomo, don't need Sliwa, don't need Zora, don't need Eric Adams, all those puppets. New York City needs me. That's why I'm pleading that when you listen to this, listen to my podcast, share, tell people. We could finally put somebody in office that is us. Not like us. Don't look like you. Still got my beautiful Puerto Rican look. I'm just saying. And where we sit here and where we struggle, there's a lot of people, smart people. Again, people smarter than me that think outside of the box. They never got the chance. Even to this day, I come across people. They fell through the system. Whether it's substance abuse, whatever it is that happened, they fall through the system. And then they depend on that system that it's not really there for them. Hey, you struggle, that's on you. That's on your own. Oh, you're homeless, that's on your own. Again, I was a homeless teenager. Was that me on my own? No. We struggle. And I said we, as a family, we struggle. And I could easily be like, okay, let me start doing this, let me start doing that. But I continue to believe in myself because I believe in myself so much. And that's why I believe in everybody that I help, men, women, all those in between, because I believe in you. And I believe in you so much because I believe in myself. There's close people that I consider family, not friends, family. And those people, they thank me every time. If it's not for you, whatever the case might be, you know what? Enough of that. enough of that. If you believe in me, then I'm going to need you 4 years from now. All hands on deck. We got to make it happen because New York City, once again, they need New York City. And David is New York City. But we make it happen again. That is my thing. That is my goal. That is my mission. That is my vision. That it is what I've been since I was a young teenage homeless there. Like, I don't want to let that young kid down. I could easily that day given up. But I'm not going to give up because I felt that the city needs me. And there's a lot of people out there who has, again, what did I do? That needs me. That need that thing. That want to feel inspired. That, wow, this mother effer who slept in the streets, who did this, who did that, became something. But I'm not here just to do things on my own. I'm here to help a collective and be part of that wolf pack, New York City wolf pack. Oh, but we definitely making it happen. Much love out there to people out there. Once again, hit the like, comment, share. All my information is in my description. We can make something, and this is that one chance to finally make something happen. Because together, we can make it happen. I'm out of here. Peace.